Hi guys, it's Christy. Just wanted to talk to you a little bit today about how to kick caffeine with FasterEFT. Actually, believe it or not, kicking caffeine with FasterEFT is actually pretty easy. I've actually, gone off and on and off and on and off and on caffeine multiple times. I kind of use caffeine to get started in the morning, and then I try not to drink it afternoon because then it keeps me up at night. But basically, I've been using caffeine for quite a long time. And at one point in time, I actually had a 3 monster a day habit. Shh, don't tell anyone. I don't know if you know what monsters are, but they're very large, very caffeinated energy drinks, and they're way loaded with caffeine. And I have to be honest with you, if you're in a fully healthy, completely normal situation, having a little bit of caffeine before a workout is not a bad thing. In fact, it can be a good thing. But if you are someone who suffers from anxiety, caffeine can be a bad thing. And what I mean to say is that you can drink caffeine in the morning, have anxiety in the night. So I actually went through and have passed through to the other side this caffeine detox. And it was really very simple for me because I didn't do all of the normal protocols of cutting back to half a cup and then going decaf and then switching to tea or anything like that. I basically Monday morning said, you know what, no more caffeine. And so I totally kicked it and just totally eliminated it, cold turkey from my regimen, my daily regimen. And the first thing I noticed when I cut caffeine was I felt deprived. I was missing my morning pick-me-up. I felt left out and neglected because my significant other, he was getting up in the morning and he was having this warm and creamy beverage. And what was I doing? I was doing nothing. I was drinking my water because that's pretty much what I've replaced caffeine with. And so what did I do? I tapped, right? Just tap. And so by day 2, which is when I would normally get my headaches, I was tapping fervently on I don't get sick, right? Headaches and illness and malaise as part of caffeine withdrawals, and I thought to myself, well, Christy, you don't get sick. Fact, I don't get sick. Okay? So then if I don't get sick, then why am I having withdrawals? I don't know. Tap, 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 tap. I have to be honest, and I'm telling you the truth when I say that I got absolutely no crippling headache. The one thing that was kind of a bummer for me and kind of held me back was that I realized how tired I was. And that's the thing with caffeine. Your adrenals provide you and stimulate you, provide you with energy, stimulate you to, they're like that jolt, that little bit of jolt. They're also responsible for the fight or flight response. And so, a lot of people have heard a lot about adrenal fatigue, adrenal burnout, and if you have been running 90 to nothing, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, doing nonstop work, kind of like I do, and are using caffeine, then it's possible that when you get off of caffeine that you may crash. You may hit the wall. You may be exhausted, tired. And that was actually the biggest part of kicking caffeine for me, was dealing with the overwhelming tiredness. And all that really means is that you need to take better care of yourself, right? You're ignoring your body's cries and by drinking caffeine. I've often said that drinking caffeine is kind of like kicking a dead horse. in order to get it to run. And that's great, good, and fine, except that if it's a dead horse and you're kicking it with caffeine and it's still running, what have you got? You've got a zombie. So, yeah. So, caffeine and fatigue and adrenal fatigue just do not mix. The reason that I decided to kick caffeine was because I read in a book that, like I'd mentioned before, that the caffeine that you drink in the morning could be responsible for the anxiety that you have in the evening. And I actually do have a tendency to be overwhelmed and anxious and nervous at the end of the day. I twirl my hair quite a lot. And that can get to be a really big deal. I can get cramps in my arm from doing that. And so, how did I treat that fatigue? I took some Epsom salt baths. I made sure, and I went to bed. I took a couple of valerian. That's a healthy, natural sleep herb. Definitely follow the directions on the bottle. But basically, I just slept. I slept a little bit more than normal. Tried to make sure that I got the best sleep that I could. And within a couple of days, that fatigue sort of went away. And so now it's been more days than I can count. And I am still caffeine free. And so I want you to know that it can be done. It can be done with FasterEFT. You can completely and totally eliminate withdrawal symptoms, which, like I said, I've had every single time I've ever tried to quit caffeine and did not have any other than the fatigue this last time. And so, yeah, I just want you to know. If you're interested in learning how I did it and asking me any sort of questions that you might actually have, I encourage you to contact me. You can catch me at my website, on Facebook, YouTube, wherever. And I look forward to talking to you guys soon because this is really exciting. Getting through... One of the reasons why I stayed on caffeine for as long as I did was because I didn't want the headache. I didn't want to deal with the withdrawal. And you know what? With FasterEFT, you don't have to. So, yeah. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.